So while we're on the topic of staining, I thought I'd go over some different types of staining and also some ways that we can avoid staining in the first place. So first, we must be able to distinguish what kind of staining we're dealing with. Stains can either be exogenous or endogenous. Ask yourself, when did the staining take place? Endogenous stain occurred during tooth development. So some examples of endogenous staining would be fluorosis, because the fluoride affected the teeth during development. Another example of endogenous staining would be tetracycline staining, because this happens when the fetus is developing and the pregnant mother consumes this antibiotic. So those are two types of endogenous staining. The other type of stain is exogenous stain, which occurs after the tooth has erupted and developed. So stain caused by highly pigmented food, beverages, that kind of stuff is considered exogenous. Think coffee, tea, wine, curry. Pulpal necrosis is also considered exogenous because it happens after tooth formation is complete. There is also intrinsic versus extrinsic staining. Ask yourself, where is the stain located when determining the difference? Intrinsic stain is located within the tooth. Intrinsic staining is often harder to remove because it can't be removed with polish or scaling. It can become less noticeable with whitening, but typically it requires many treatments and it doesn't go away really easily. Fluorosis and tetracycline stains are also examples of intrinsic staining. The dentin underneath our enamel naturally has a yellow hue to it, so sometimes as the enamel wears by constantly being exposed to acidic environments or naturally through aging, this can also be considered intrinsic staining. So extrinsic staining, on the other hand, is on the surface of the tooth, and this type of stain can be removed by polishing and scaling. Chlorhexidine, tobacco, plaque are all examples of things that can cause extrinsic staining. I'll have to make another part where I discuss some of the ways that you can avoid staining.